马上为大家上演的是一场女子单打的比赛。首先，让我们以热烈的掌声请出加拿大选手新科美网冠军安德莱斯库。Now let's warmly welcome from Canada the newly crowned U.S. Open champion Bianca Andreescu. 接下来，让我们以热烈掌声欢迎来自日本的2届大满贯冠军得主大阪直美。Now let's also warmly welcome from Japan 2-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka.
The match of the day at the China Open, that very well could be the one we're about to witness on center court in Beijing between the players who've accounted for the hard court Grand Slams of this season. And they're also the last 2 winners of the U.S. Open, Canada's Bianca Andreescu and Japan's Naomi Osaka. Andreescu has won 17 matches in a row. Part of that run came at the U.S. Open and has a perfect record against the top 10 this season. Osaka, meanwhile, began the season by winning the Australian Open and just recently won at home in Osaka, playing on the surface in which she really feels most at home, on the hard courts. It is the first meeting of what could be many in the years to come between the young history makers. Pleasure to have your company indeed on center court in what is a pretty nippy day in Beijing. Chilly temperatures of around 13 degrees Celsius. So a complete contrast to what we've seen earlier in the week, hot and humid in Beijing. And yeah, this really has been described as a popcorn match, and you can understand why Andreescu coming and saying really wanted to face Osaka, and also vice versa. 2 such exciting players with so much to offer. And just waiting for Andreescu for the coin toss. See the jacket on for the chair umpire.
Just a reminder for the Hawkeye to challenge. Please make it clear between serve and during the rally. Then we'll just call for it. Okay, any questions? Oh, you like to go, Bianca? Sure. Tails, show your hands, Naomi. That's heads, your fault. Serve. Yeah, good luck.
So Naomi Osaka won the toss. She's elected to serve once we get this remaining quarterfinal underway. I'm Ravi, but great to have alongside the former top 100 Stephanie Dubois. Steph, there's confirmation of the numbers. Andreescu, the number 5. Osaka, number 4. And a look also at the draw. Barty and Bertins in one semifinal, and Caroline Wozniacki to face the winner of this one. Wozniacki is the defending champion. How much, Steph, are you looking forward to this one between Osaka and Andreescu?
Well, a lot, and we were talking before this match. A lot of people is looking forward to this match too. It's fantastic. It's just amazing how Andreescu's her form's been since the beginning of this year, and the confidence she's gained. And you can see in her results, she hasn't lost a full match since February. That's fantastic. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's just remarkable what she's been able to accomplish this season. Andreescu winning some massive titles. There's the biggest one, the U.S. Open, beating Serena in the final, something she shares in common with Naomi Osaka, who beat Serena at the U.S. Open final a year ago. Not only winning the U.S. Open, winning in Indian Wells, and winning at home in Toronto. Not winning only in her home country of Canada, but also her hometown. That's where she's from, and that's something she shares in common with Osaka, who just won at home in Osaka, where she was born. Also winner at the Australian Open was Osaka, and she's talked about some of the struggles she's had playing on the grass, playing on the clay. In fact, the way she put it, she said she wouldn't mind forgetting a lot of what happened on the clay and on the grass, but she desperately, she said, wanted to win at home in Osaka, and was able to do that.
Well, yes, and we did the match together, and in the final against Pavlyuchenkova, she did a solid match, she did her job, she was playing her game. That's when she won her 2 Grand Slam. But yeah, we can expect today a really high quality match from both of them, because both are confident and been playing really well lately.
That's how she's gotten to this stage. Jessica Pegula, the American, followed by Andrea Petkovic, former Grand Slam semifinals. Alison Risk, then on the 3rd round, a player who's playing the best tennis probably of her career, the recent finalist in Wuhan. And as for Andreescu, we'll get into more of the details later on, but Sasnovich in the first round in 3 sets. And when it comes to 3 sets this season, almost untouchable Andreescu has been. Then Elise Mertens in straight sets, a tight 2-setter there, followed by Jen Brady, the big hitting American, winning that 6-1, 6-3 in around an hour and 10 minutes. First meeting of, what could be a whole lot over the next few years, next decade between these players. Steph, talk about the contrast in their games. What do each bring to the table?
Well, Andreescu varies a lot. She likes the slice once in a while. She loves the drop shot. She likes swimming to the net. So I think the contrast in this match will be, she knows Osaka. She, in an interview, she said she plays a bit like Serena Williams. She's going for a shot. She's very powerful. She moves well. I think Andreescu in her game plan will add variety. So high balls on the forehand, sometimes she can produce, and some slice, and make sure she moves her out of the court and also inside using the drop shot.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fascinating seeing types of shots that are coming off the racket of both players. You mentioned Andreescu, the variety that she has, and sometimes you think of players when they come up through the rankings, when they have a lot of shots, the difficulty is picking the right shot to play at the right moment, but she seems to have mastered it right away. As you look at the coach, the dad also of Osaka, Leonard Francois. A couple of coaching changes this season for Osaka, Sasha Bain, and then had been with Jermaine Jenkins before they went their separate ways. Also for Andreescu, coached by Sylvain Bruno, the former Fed Cup captain for Canada. He's been around Tennis Canada for such a long time.
Well, yeah, well, when I was playing, he was the Fed Cup captain, and he's been in the development of the women's tennis for about 30 years, so he's very experienced, and I know him really well. And I've been in touch with him when she did so well at the Rogers Cup and US Open. And he's just very excited because he saw that she had something special. And yeah, I just think he's doing a fantastic job at making sure she stays grounded and believe in herself. Also, I think it's something that she said, he really believes in me. And it sounds simple, but if you have your entourage really have that belief in you, then it really helps you on the court.
30 seconds.
Part of her entourage, also her parents. We saw them at the U.S. Open. Not only their parents, but also her dog, who she loves dearly. Big animal lover is Andreescu.
And sometimes something to look forward to after matches, to take your minds away. It certainly works.
Yeah. Well, it's a match we're all looking forward to, this one between Osaka and Andreescu. Center court in Beijing, the last quarterfinal about to begin.
Present Naomi, Osaka to serve.
The nightcap in Beijing, just past 9:15 local time. Osaka and Andreescu. Osaka to start.
Net person.
Both players have been talking about the other in the build-up to this one, and more of what Osaka was saying. I was watching her play Toronto when I was there. She's an amazing player. I feel like she's doing better than I was last year, so it's all cool. I have to learn from her. She did pretty darn well herself last year, Osaka.
Yes, but in a way, it's nice for Andreescu to realize that other players are doing well and she wants to learn from the best, which is a very good thing at her age. She's very mature, Andreescu. We know Osaka has a great first serve. We saw in the final in Osaka against Pavlyuchenkova. It was a big part of that success in the final. So she's starting quite well this match.
Handled the depth very well there, did Andreescu. Osaka's ground strokes can really go through the court. Might be slightly nullified, if that, given these conditions. Very chilly. Ball not traveling through the air as quick. Stepped in so nicely for that forehand.
Almost you can afford to hit a little bit short against Andreescu. She's so confident. She's really jumping on every occasion that she can. You can see that last forehand.
I don't expect the numbers to be quite this eye-catching, but the trend generally might continue. First serves so far for Osaka, when she's gotten them in, won the point. Second serves, not won the point. And for 40 love, break chance.
That's what I like about Andreescu. Even though she's love 40, she fights on every point. And what I like also in this first game is she's hitting with power, but also in big targets to get the rhythm and get maybe a bit the nerves out.
Oh, what an outstanding return. Later came the error from Andreescu.
See, she got a bit overexcited. It's better to over-accelerate in the beginning of the match than decelerate, and Andreescu does that perfectly.
Went big on the second serve. First double fault for Osaka to bring up second break chance. Well, she saw that it almost put her off on the first one, went back to the slice, and it drew the air on the second occasion.
We're expecting to see some variation, and she's just done that two slice, and you could see Osaka not sure with her footwork and miss it in the net. But that's why she's playing so well at the minute, Andreescu. She's so confident with all of her shot. And in an interview, she said, sometimes I get overconfident, I do it too much, so I have to calm myself. So I thought it was also another good point of she realized sometimes she can do it a bit too much.
I think she's been saying, sorry, Steph, recently was the fact that she's almost forgotten how to lose these days because she hasn't lost a completed match for such a long time.
It's a good problem to have.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I had that one when I was playing. You can just feel, Osaka feel pressure at the minute. Andreescu is hitting big targets, very aggressive. Feels like she's not sure how she wants to play at the minute, the Japanese.
This time Andreescu going big on the second serve. Longest winning streak by a teenager since Maria Sharapova. More than a decade ago.
This is a perfect point for me. Andreescu's first serve, and after she gets her forehand, hits it with a lot of acceleration and a big target. Very powerful. Not going for the lines.
We talked about mixing it up, and she could also mix it up on the serve, right?
Yeah,
flatten it out, but also kick.
Very good point. And we could see she did when the double fault. She went on the forehand of Osaka. So she's able to take some time risk, and it's also another good thing to have. Because you can do them in practice, but to put it in a match play, it's a different story.
You've seen how well she's able to soak up pace. Another example there. I want to see two, Steph. It was only the first game of this match, but in some ways you could say maybe it sets the tone. So how much would dropping serve from 40 love kind of stick in a player's head?
Well, that's a good point, because we were saying, yeah, it's a good start from Osaka, 40 love, and we thought, okay, that's going to give her a bit of a lead, but it probably went into a little bit of her head, because she started to miss a few points on first errors in the first game after that. Especially if you have a player like Andreescu on the other side of the court, moving so well, putting a lot of pressure. You can feel it.
Of that time, the slice didn't put off Osaka. Wonderful drive.
We can see in this point Andreescu changing the rhythm with a slice and a high ball before that slice on the forehand. Tried to take the pace out of Osaka, but it didn't work.
The pace on that forehand followed by the angled serve. Went for the direction. Out in front once again, 40 love on serve.
40-15.
Went big on that backhand down the line, Osaka.
I think one thing she has to make sure, she has to be willing to make a lot of ball in the court, be a bit more patient. She really went for it after the third shot, I think. She has to make sure when she does it's at the right time.
This time it is a hold for the reigning Australian Open champion, and she is on the board in this first set. It's the reigning US Open champion who leads 2-1. Bianca Andreescu. Not a lot of talk shows in Canada and the US. I think there was a parade for her back home. Also a street named after it at home.
Yeah.
After that huge success in New York.
I have to say I was a bit surprised it was that close to, you know, just days after she won. But it's an amazing thing. But yeah, she did really well in her media tour, and she comes here and plays that type of tennis.
Well, that was a nice pickup by Osaka there on the back foot. Yeah, took some time off after winning in New York. This is her first tournament since that time. Didn't play in Wuhan, for example.
Yeah, I think she's trying to be smart with her scheduling, and she had her shoulder injury. She's not injured right now, but probably in the back of her mind, try to not overplay, and also after a huge success like she did in the US Open, you want to enjoy it, because
well, a bit of bad luck there for Osaka. Couldn't quite shift her feet mid-rally after that net cord.
just has a lot of power behind every shot she hits. The Canadian, that last forehand, really pushed herself into the court, her whole body.
Caught hold to the return, but drive volley, a bit too much.
I think she decided a bit too late. It's either she should have stayed back and go back rallying, or just that fraction of a second. And she kind of rushed at the end, Osaka, on that drive volley.
Didn't miss by much. But again, the pressure exerted via the return. Wonderful serve, and there's the first let's go. We've heard quite a few of those, especially the last couple months when she has played Andreescu.
3-1.
Either a let's go or a loud come on.
It shows how much she wants it, even though she's been so successful this year. She could be, oh, okay, I have a little break, or not a break, but she's really hard on herself and she demands a lot from herself. And that's why she's number 6 in the world at this age.
15.
And it's important for Osaka at the first serve. We've seen it in the final in Osaka 2 weeks ago. It really does help her game style.
13.
And as they say, maybe a lot of what happens on the ground can be dictated by the serve, right? If you're feeling well on the serve, good rhythm, a lot of first serves, they can help things from the baseline. Obviously, with a serve like hers, when the first serve goes in, you get a lot of free points.
Yeah.
Well, that was a shame because it opened up the court exactly what she would have wanted off the serve.
She got a bit jam on that last forehand. Osaka.
Oh, what a pickup that was after perhaps the slight bit of luck on the return.
She has an answer for everything, Andreescu. That's why it's so tough to break her game. She's kind of a puzzle. She does everything well. She can slice, she can change rhythm, she can hit hard with you. So it makes the opponent think too much, and sometimes they get impatient. That's when you start to see unforced errors.
Third ace for Osaka. Still hasn't won a point behind the second serve, Osaka. Played with good margins. That return well inside the line. Have to be so alert off the return there, Osaka.
That's what I was saying. It's important she hit the first serve because you can feel the pressure. Andreescu's really going on the second serve, especially.
Well, she won the point on the other occasion, due second serve, but once again there, Andreescu really not allowing Osaka to set.
No, she not neutralize the opponent, but she makes them feel uncomfortable, especially when you return like that. But what I like, it's big target, in the middle, deep. That's what you want when you start a point.
She was going for lines there, right? Is that because of Andreescu?
Well, it's just she's playing so well and she put so much pressure that I feel, yes, Osaka felt like she had to just put a little bit more. And that's when she starts missing just a little bit. They're not wild mistakes, but...
Oh, nifty return there. Nothing wrong at all with that serve from Osaka. But she is down now 2 breaks to Bianca Andreescu. 4-1.
4 games to 1. Time.
Two breaks to the good in this quarterfinal in Beijing is Bianca Andreescu.
Net, listen.
She began this week by beating Alexandra Sasnovich in 3 sets, 6-1 in the third. Faced 16 break chances overall on Andreescu, but none in the final set. And 6-3, 7-6 over Elise Mertens. Had to save a set point in the second set.
39.
There's some shots like that also in the tiebreak from her. Reflecting on the U.S. Open, she felt that maybe that match against Mertens in New York was her toughest of the fortnight. It was a real battle. The one in Beijing as well, a real slugfest. And then in straight sets, 69 minutes against Jen Brady.
She had some really good words, Brady, towards Andreescu, which is also, I think it's great sportsmanship.
49.
Osaka as well, always very complimentary of other players, and she really tells fans, lets fans know what she's feeling.
It's so important to have that sportsmanship, and it's tennis, and yeah, it's very serious, but also you respect your opponent and what they achieved before, and you're happy for them, and I think it's the way forward to be positive. And
super second serve and backed it up.
Andreescu leads.
It's impressive that Andreescu, number 6 in the world, is playing that well against number 4 in the world. There's a we can see in that first set there's a big difference. Osaka starts to miss. She feels the pressure, doing unforced error, not sure really how she wants to play. But Andreescu, it's a different story. It's very clear what she wants to achieve today.
Very few miscues so far from Andreescu. If we look at her numbers, 4-on-4 stairs. And that's the winner.
Not on a bad serve. And to create that amount of power, it's just unbelievable.
Miss Andreescu challenged the call on the right facet. The ball was called in.
First challenge of this match. Catching a smidgen of the line.
30-15. Miss Andreescu has 2 challenges remaining.
Yeah. That's how she wants to play her points. Big first serve, and as soon as she can attack, that's how she plays her best tennis, when she dictates before opponent Osaka.
Stays in the first set. Does Naomi Osaka. But it's Bianca Andreescu who will have the chance to try and close out the opener 5-2.
Andreescu leads 5-2.
First time playing in Beijing for Bianca Andreescu. This time last year she was out nursing a back injury. 12 months later, trying to close out the first set against Naomi Osaka. Too hot to handle that forehand. This year it was the shoulder issue that did affect her. Middle of the campaign, French Open, also on the grass.
You mentioned her shoulder. It's amazing how she hasn't. Well, she played a lot of matches, but not as much as other player on the tour. And she comes back and wins the U.S. Open and Rogers Cup. It's just incredible.
30-15.
Yeah, players have had leads against her in matches a lot this season. You know, they have break leads in sets, maybe also in deciding sets, but she just has kept on finding a way. Oh, she set up that point so well.
Almost got overconfident there. I did really love that attack on the forehand. Just shows how much confidence she has at the moment.
She was at 30-15 and bossing that point. But here's a break chance for Osaka to get one of the breaks back.
I did like her reaction. You know, even though it's 5-2, she has a chance now to go 5-3 and she still believes. I like that, some positivity.
Yeah, she has that quiet little fist pump, the clenched fist. Osaka. She also let out a come on here and then, although pretty understated. Does get one of the breaks back.
Well, we knew this match was going to be quality. And it certainly is. It was like a serving now to stay in that first set. She have to make sure she gets a few first serve in, not allowing Bianca Andreescu to attack that second serve of hers. A better body language, Osaka, in the last game or two.
Just some of the errors starting to creep into the game of Andreescu.
Well, it did happen in the final at the US Open against Serena in that second set. I made the mistake to tell my husband, oh, it's going to be over soon, and Serena came back, so you never know. Especially, you know, Osaka's #4 in the world. She has the experience to come back.
Well, the one thing Andreescu said after the match in that situation is Serena came back to level in the second set. I believe it was the 11th game. Said, just get the darn ball back in play, to paraphrase what she said, and she was able to recover in the nick of time.
Yeah, she did well.
Because if that had gone to a third set, with the crowd firmly behind Serena, might have been a different outcome. Three games on the spin for Naomi, Osaka, and Andreescu. Going to have to find a way to try and hold her off now. Still has the lead, but now it's 5-4. on center court in Beijing, where Bianca Andreescu had a 5-1 lead in this first set. Now 5-4, a second chance to try and serve it out.
It's rare we see Bianca Andreescu having doubt, because we've been saying how confident she is the past few months. But now the forced errors are mounting, and Osaka on the other side, her body language is much better, much more positive.
Wins that point, Andreescu, but good game management, you would say, also from Osaka, sensing that there's some misses coming from Andreescu generally in the last 3-4 games, and she's not trying to be too much on the front foot, Osaka, and miss herself. Great stuff from Osaka.
Well, that's what I like about Osaka right now, is she's building her point. She's more patient, and she wasn't in the first game of the match. And she has to be. And see what's happening. Andreescu is just losing a bit of focus here. It's a bit dangerous.
Well, that return from Osaka was so good. That serve on the back of the line. And then the error came from Andreescu. 2 chances to level. Produced the first serve, a good one. She'll take a repeat on this second break chance. After also just seeing her first serve percentage, she's been in and around 50%, now at 58% Andreescu, so would like that a little bit higher. Oh, went big. Not to put it so deep in the box there, Andreescu, and a straight went 5-0.
I have to say, not surprised, because yeah, Osaka is such a good player, but I really thought Andreescu was in control of that first set. She just had that one game at 5-2. She did 2 and 3 on forced errors, and since then they've been mounting up. And Osaka on the other side, well.
Yeah, she is surging now.
Yeah.
I think that serve was an indication. Still not sure who's going to win this first set, but you go back to that point, 5-2, 30-15, the one where she just completely bossed the point and then had the drop shot and missed it.
Yeah. So
instead of 40-15 2-set points, it went back to 30-all, and then she was broken. A few practice swings for Osaka as Andreescu tries to regroup. And she's trying to fire herself up.
Osaka's first serve was a really good one. Andreescu responded with a deep shot, forehand, as aggressive as the serve. In this case, Osaka has to make sure she's ready to receive those kind of balls from Andreescu.
Went with the angle, forehand Andreescu. Are we in store for another little shift in momentum? 30-love in this game. Now a break point.
Like that angle from the Canadian. Tries to change things up a little.
Stepped it up on the aggression, didn't she, Andreescu? To get the break back. And once again, out in front is the Canadian. 6-5. She's regained this lead in the first set. Bianca Andreescu trying to serve it out for a third time. A wonderful combination, opening up the court via the serve.
Perfect way to start this point, getting that lead. It's a big target. Nothing too complicated.
And that serve also, the placement was just superb from Andreescu. No wonder Osaka having another look.
What you were saying about Andreescu's serve, she can mix it up too. And you could see she did that kick serve and kind of took Osaka out of a surprise a little bit.
Now 3 set points. A riveting first set between the Grand Slam winners, And a set that goes the way of Bianca Andreescu, who wins the final 2 games of that set to take it 7-5.
A lot of the time you're not really being aggressive with your forehand too. So that's why when you get in a cross-court forehand rally,
It's tight.
well,
I was wondering if I should sacrifice pace for consistency. But I guess it's not working out. Hit 9 winners and 15 on 4 serves.
so consistency is key, regardless of the situation. That's what you've been working on.
Am I still hitting cross?
Hmm?
Well, I mean, am I even hitting cross?
No, you're not. You just have to stay focused and just do what you're supposed to do. The result doesn't matter because it's what you're doing. That's what got you there. All right? I'm proud of you. You can do it.
Second set, Osaka 2-0.
Shaking the fist there from Naomi Osaka. She starts set number 2, set behind against Bianca Andreescu. Oh, what a terrific way to start the second set. And a great response from Osaka.
Oh, yes. She asked her dad coach to come on the court. And she asked him, should I be more consistent? And well, yes, she has to build her point, make sure she's patient enough. That's what she gets when she's patient.
Oh, look at that combination. The forehand slice, so hard to deal with, and the injection of pace on the backhand.
It's almost like she's hypnotizing the opponent with that slice. They don't expect it. And after she takes that forehand and really be aggressive with it. She's so entertaining to watch.
Osaka also during the change of ends, somebody who obviously saw the stat sheet because she recognized that first set, how many unforced errors she has made. 15. Speaking about her dad recently, she said he's somebody who knows her game the best, the most, oftentimes behind the scenes. She's played on the pro ranks. We've seen her mom more on tour than her dad.
It's almost sometimes when you play against a girl who's playing that well, like Andreescu, you felt Osaka just wanted to do a bit too much with that chance or opportunity she had, because Andreescu, but was just a bit shorter than usual.
Thump off the racket. Half a dozen aces and only just the one double fault for Osaka. That's a good ratio, aces to doubles. Comes out with a good, solid service game. Also in those ground strokes.
Yeah, it's a great response after losing that first set, because she did so well to come back from 5-2 to 5-all, and she lost her focus. You can see she was saying I'm making too many on first errors. 15 is a bit too high, but you can see it's a quality match from both of them. It's similar stats here. Andreescu, 50% of first serve is not quite high enough, but 72% when she puts the first serve in. So it's always a good stat to have.
Oh, what a great get. But then they put away from Andreescu.
Which just makes it look so easy. The Canadian, you could see Osaka was a bit far from that baseline, so she decided to do that drop shot. The right thing to do. And playing safely down the line with that backhand. Not rushing anything.
That one not coming back. She does like to be on the front foot, Osaka, but when she was growing up playing tennis, she, as she said, started off really as a counter puncher. Can get around the court a lot and very quickly. Well, it's those types of big, aggressive shots working the points that helped her to win a couple of Grand Slams.
Yeah, way too short for Andreescu, that backhand. She wanted to change the rhythm, and she said sometimes I get cut into it a little bit too much. She just have to make sure when she does do them, doing them better. Easier to say, but
They trade holds to start the second set.
One game.
we're seeing some really good tennis. We knew it was going to be a great match. But both are fighting, good attitude. They're both positive in a way. It's nice to see at the end of the season. They really wanted, still motivated, because it's a long season.
Andreescu will be on the way to the WTA finals, officially in. And Osaka almost assured.
It's quite an achievement for the really first year on the tour for for Bianca to make it to the final. It's incredible.
Well, hit the return. Knew it was going to be a really good one. Dragging Osaka outside the court and followed it up.
It's funny, she doesn't look very happy. But that was a great point because she did well to really go for it very quickly, so fast. She even had time to wait for that swing volley a little bit.
I think you said it earlier, Steph, that she's a perfectionist, right?
Yeah. It's good, as long as you stay positive with it.
Somebody who's talked a lot about visualization, seeing herself in these positions, big matches, winning big things. So helping her in that respect.
Well, there's this saying, it's all in the head. It's the mental side of it. There's also the talent and the work ethic and the perseverance and the determination. Everything's get into the pot, but the mental, how you think and how you visualize is so important. That's why it's so difficult to be at the top of your sport in any sport.
And she's certainly flourishing now. Andreescu won the first set, has 2 break points to grab a break advantage in the second. Good conversion ratios for both so far in this match. Andreescu 3 for 4, Osaka 2 of 3. That's a good second serve, really good second serve from Osaka.
She did a few like this on Andreescu. She jammed her on the backhand.
Had a bit of a slice there going into the body. Annoyed there is Andreescu.
We just said she's a perfectionist and she's not going to be happy giving away 2 points like this. Giving a chance for Osaka to come back and try to take that lead in that second set. We said the first serve for Osaka is very important today. And she did well in the last point.
Interesting start. We just caught a glimpse of it, and I think it said in the shots 9 and above, 80% to Osaka and 20% to Andreescu. So when she was asking her to change her ends, talking to her dad, you know, what the strategy maybe could be. Maybe that would be a stat that would tell her not to be afraid of going longer in rallies, working the points a bit more.
The amount of power she had on that last return, Andreescu. Really jam Osaka, got a bit late. That's why it's so tough to play against Andreescu. She puts so much pressure on every ball. You always have to be ready.
She was so eager to pounce there, Andreescu. And a big cut. Well, continues to have success on those second serves, going big on those returns. Really, as you're saying, use that term pressure, putting Osaka under pressure.
Because that's how she likes to play. Osaka puts pressure, likes to dictate as soon as she can when playing against other players. So she's feeling it, what she does to other.
Well, what a point that was. It ends up going in the favor of Andreescu. She breaks through on her 4th attempt in that game and now leads by a set and 2-1. Bianca Andreescu winning that pretty long last game. As a result, is now by a set and a break on Naomi Osaka, bidding to reach the semifinals in Beijing. Well, quickly going from defense to attack there, Andreescu. It was that cross-court forehand which really had Osaka scurrying. Hasn't lost many matches at all this season, Andreescu. And only beaten just the once after winning the first set. That came at her first tournament, actually, in Auckland. A great run as a qualifier, making it to the final. Yulia Gerges, the player to beat her 2-6, 7-5, 6-1 in the final. Winning the battle of the forehands there.
Just talking about, should I be more consistent, building your points, like she did in the last one. Osaka, as patient as she can be. Second serve, but not sure about that slice decision. She had time to really take her backhand and go back cross court.
Oh, a devastating combination.
Makes it look so easy. Again, the first serve, very important. Using the first shot after that.
Stretched out wide, courtesy of that forehand from Osaka.
If she goes sometime cross court with Andreescu, she could use, as you said, once in a while a bit more angle. Try to change the rhythm or the pace of it.
Just maybe got too excited there, Andreescu, because she saw how open the court was. From 30 love, Osaka with a chance to draw level. Loudest roar so far.
She demands a lot on herself and she wants every point, but you could see she really wants to keep that lead and that momentum she created.
Yeah, that time drove through instead of going for the slice there. Sat up nicely. Oh, tremendous rally there. She really produced some big serves when she needed Andreescu and backed it up.
Yeah, I remember when I was playing on the tour a few years ago. I always felt when I won the first set and I was leading 2-1 and I had chance 40-15 or to have that lead, I always find them the toughest of the match, because you know if you leave the door open, the opponent might come back, especially Osaka was number 4. But Andreescu has this ability to almost close those windows, those opportunities, by playing amazing point on such crucial moments.
Yeah, it seems like she gives the opponent a bit of a chance, but then, as you say, just shuts the door.
Yeah, and it's really difficult to do. That's why she's so strong mentally, and that's why she's doing so well.
I guess the inevitable question, one of them going forward, is how long is she going to be able to keep this going?
Winning?
Yeah.
Well, she forgot how to lose, so yeah, we're going to have a lot of years in front of us with great tennis from her.
Yeah, you expect both these players.
Yeah. Osaka's still only 21, 2 Grand Slam champions, so many years also for her. Also, Steph, you were talking about the first set. I mentioned that stat about
Andreescu only losing once when winning the first set. Well, for Osaka, since the start of 2017, when she's won the first set in her matches, it's a crazy record, 89-2.
Wow.
So that tells you how big the first set can be for these players.
Yeah, and you just mentioned her last two matches, she won the second set 6-love, 6-love, so
Confidence flowing from the first set.
yeah.
Wrong footing, Andreescu. To just stay close to the Canadian in the second set. It's Andreescu on top by a set and 3-2.
Miss Andreescu has requested to see her coach.
You see the opening, but it's coming sort of like low. She's keeping it low. Go in the opening, but like work, get under and keep your shape. Keep your shape. Even if you say, okay, I can go for it now. Like keep going up on those. Keep working the ball a little bit aggressively, but you. I know what you mean. This is what you mean, right? Okay, and in the corners as well. Up aggressively.
Well, like when I put pressure on the backhand, forehand. Like, what am I doing well? Like, when I put pressure on a forehand or backhand or what?
You're doing well because you get her exactly where we said you needed to bring her in those tough rallies, moving her around, keeping her honest, keeping her deep, and taking the ball when you have it to go for it and put more pressure. You're doing that really well. Returning a lot. We said it, a lot of returns. A lot of returns. Second serve to like put pressure, but a lot of returns on her backhand. Okay, go.
Off the back of that coaching chat, Bianca Andreescu serving 3-2 in set number 2. I thought the challenge might have been coming there from Andreescu. One of those strikes from Osaka. Steph, what did you take out of the conversation that Andreescu had with Bruno?
Well, it was interesting to hear what he had to say. He said, keep moving her around. You're doing really well. But when you have the right ball, continue to put that pressure. But he was quite positive in the message. He also said on the return for Andreescu, just put a lot of returns in. She's been returning really well. Just to continue applying that pressure.
Lovely, taking it out of the air. She made that shot look so simple, Osaka.
Yeah, great start of the game for the Japanese. Hitting without hesitation.
Well, she was up by a set on a break when calling her coach, but you can see there maybe it's a time of the match where she feels a little bit uncertain on dress because she did ask the coach, okay, what am I doing well so far? Just maybe getting some reinforcement.
Yeah. Yeah.
With a bit of help from the net cord.
Against a nice reaction from the Canadian. He also said Sylvain Bruno to keep the shape on the ball, and you could see that last forehand. When he means shape is a bit more high, more acceleration. Not really saying change rhythm, but just make sure you have a good velocity.
See more backhand winners from Andreescu. Osaka with one more forehand winner. 5-4. Forced into that miscue. Big hitting from Osaka.
Yeah, important game from the Japanese. Wants to stay in this match.
She threatened to break in the previous service game of Andreescu. Will she break through here? Break point last time around, Andreescu came up with a big first serve. This time has to hit a second serve. Oh, that chance was there for Osaka.
Can feel both players. They know it's all games are important, but yeah, for Andreescu, keep that lead, keep that confidence up. Osaka's been playing a really good game. She just have to make sure she doesn't give that chance away.
That's something Andreescu has been doing a lot. Really going after the second serve returns. Osaka doing it there. Second break chance.
Miss Andreescu challenging the call on the left facet. The ball was called out. Seconds.
Yeah, it looked like it was some distance off the line. Confirmed there. Is she going to challenge that one? She is not. Andreescu. And Osaka levels in the second, 3-0.
Game Osaka. 3 games.
Osaka serving now. Probably not the place Andreescu wanted to be. But all credit to Osaka. She did really well to stay in the, not in the match, but in the game. She was patient enough. Let's see if she can make sure she has a high percentage of first serve in this game, Osaka.
Hasn't been ahead in games very much in this match, Osaka. None throughout the first set, and the second set was up 1-love. Then was broken at 1-all. She can get out in front to 4-3, really change the complexion.
That's why she's been as high as #1 in the world.
Not bad, eh?
No. To change the momentum, to switch the momentum of the match, it's not easy. Bianca Andreescu's playing good tennis, but she's sizing the right moment, the right time.
And she does get out to 4-3 in the second set. Trying to force a decider is Osaka. Deep end of the second set, Bianca Andreescu serving a 3-4. Having lost 3 games in a row. I mentioned it's her first time playing in Beijing. Talked about how she's liked the cuisine so far. 4th straight appearance for Osaka, who was a semi-finalist last season. Oh, wonderful from Osaka.
Must be the best point of the match. Most entertaining. Both players really makes the other player move well. A great reaction from the Japanese. Good reflex.
And missed that one.
Too many options, looks like, but she rushed it. Not sure. We don't see those type of mistake from her.
Well, it's no stretch to say this game could be 40-love for Andreescu instead, 15-30. Oh, she make it? She did.
Well, those extra balls we're saying, being consistent, it's something, but those extra balls and building your point, being strong in the point.
Sumptuous lob from Osaka. It's wide, and it's a break for Naomi Osaka. 4 games in a row for a 5-3 lead.
Osaka leads 5-3.
I feel like Osaka, she accepted. She needs to put those extra balls. She adapted a little bit how she's playing at the minute. A bit more shape in the ball. We could see more high balls. Making sure she's moving Andreescu outside of the court. Being patient. It's a great match.
Yeah, in some ways, Steph, that was an Andreescu type of game. The last one in which she's able to break that instinctive backhand pass and then that gorgeous lob. Reach back and let rip on that serve. Close to being her fastest of the day. 182 kilometers per hour, 113 miles per hour. Back to back. That was even closer to being her fastest.
When she get in the zone on the serve, Osaka looks like she's unstoppable. She did the same thing in the Osaka final against Pavlyuchenkova. Yeah, giving herself a 3-set point here.
If you were the neutral, you certainly wanted a third set. And that's what we are going to get. Riveting stuff indeed. This match will continue as Naomi Osaka wins the second to force a third. 6-3.
Final set. Andreescu to serve.
This matchup between the Grand Slam winners has lived up to the billing between Bianca Andreescu and Naomi Osaka. 1 set to decide it. Sweatbands off for Andreescu. in this third set territory where she has thrived this season. Andreescu, 18 wins, 3 defeats in third sets. But Osaka not too shabby either, 14-3.
15-1.
Looking a bit dazzled at the minute, Andreescu. Really not happy with herself. She demands so much.
Came up with a big one there. Great serve, Andreescu.
Yeah, she had to stay in that game.
Put away at the net.
Again, quality points, and Osaka coming to the net, really adapting well to Andreescu game style. I really like the drive volley from Osaka, even though she lost the point.
Yeah, it was so low where she took it.
Yeah.
Super impressive.
Quite a tough shot to do.
Well, that net cord may have been the difference. Just slowed down the ball. Couldn't quite get there in time with her feet, Osaka. And a hold, a big one for Andreescu.
Yeah, those angle shots that Andreescu is able to produce are helpful. You can see in that last point to change the rhythm. But you can see in that second set, 11 winners from Osaka, 9 on first serve. So it's just started to mount on the Andreescu side. But I have to say, Osaka adapted really well to the situation and really started to serve well at 80% of first serve percentage won. So especially at the end of that second set, it really helped her. She kind of got in the zone of a few first serve in and a few aces.
And also, Steph, you know, started off this match talking about the second serves and the points being won by Andreescu on the Osaka second serve. Well, it was a turnaround in the second set, because now overall you look at points won behind the second serve, and it's 38% Andreescu and 36% for Osaka. So Osaka's just gone up a little bit while Andreescu's gone down.
Canadian at the minute, staying strong, being the most consistent player of the two. Just have to be careful here, Osaka, not lose her focus. Great effort from Andreescu. She could have just not tried, but at least she put the racket there. You never know what's going to happen. For sure it was quite an easy shot for the Japanese, but those extra balls are very important.
Well, that one was untouchable.
Yeah.
Nine aces. Well, giving Osaka quite a few different looks. There was Andreescu.
Really making her work hard for every point. Andreescu to Osaka. Playing well at the right time in those crucial moments of the match. That's what she's been doing so well, the Canadian, this year.
First break chance of this deciding set. Oh, she'll certainly take that, Osaka. Hasn't seen many of those unreturnables on second serves.
What a way to be ready after the serve. That's what you have to do. And she was. Good footwork. Was compact on that last backhand. Especially against a player like Andreescu, who is really aggressive and eats deep in the middle. You have to be ready.
Come on from Osaka, understandable, gets through that game.
One game.
Yeah, we've been talking about how strong Andreescu is mentally, but Osaka in this match, to turn around in that, to have that switch in that second set and really fight back in that second game of the third set, really shows why she's been #1 and two-time Grand Slam champion.
Oh, the confidence is apparent, evident from Naomi Osaka. Blistering drive.
Just love that reaction too. I love also the angle. We're saying she could use it sometime even more, and she did. Just take a bit of pace off.
Fading.
Little gift from Osaka on that return.
Is this for you, Steph, a 50-50 this third set, or do one player have a slight edge?
I mean, Osaka has been quite impressive in the last game or two. But knowing Andreescu's been playing so well, and even sometimes when it gets tight, I feel she's the player that will usually gets the lead, get that confidence. but we're seeing a bit more hesitation from the Canadian in that second set and in this beginning of this set. But it's normal, it's tennis. It's not always going to be perfect. And she's a perfectionist, but
well, we haven't seen her try many of those shots, the inside in. Tried it there. A little behind the baseline there was Andreescu, but she has pulled off those types of shots. That one just missing. Still with a game point in hand. Slightly off. Andreescu with the huge come on after the hold there. Move along in this third set. 2-1.
Time.
This quarterfinal match in Beijing, in the balance between Naomi Osaka and Bianca Andreescu. Osaka serving second in this third and final set. 1-2. Are you a believer, Steph, in the term scoreboard pressure, serving second in a set, and eventually catching up maybe to a player?
It depends. It really depends how you're feeling at the moment with your serve. And I think Osaka been serving really well in that second set. And when she can put the first serve in, it puts a lot of pressure. Also, Andreescu's been returning well those shots, very aggressively. Well, that's a perfect return for me. A lot of acceleration, big target right in the middle, really deep. As a coach, that's what you want. You start like that. The other player needs to be ready. And after that, you usually will get a shorter ball. That's when it's a 1-2 punch, 1-2 attack.
It seemed like she gave herself the momentum there because she was running around, hit the forehand, and that serve ended up, I think, being where she wanted it to be, in the middle of the box. Pinpoint accuracy from the Canadian.
And again, big targets. Playing smart, playing in the open court, not trying to go for too much.
See the shape there, how much spin there was.
And that's something that she does really well. When her coach, Sylvain Bruno, said shape is also the acceleration and the spin. It's not all flat. It gives your ground stroke more margin, more security.
On the first of the 3 break chances, she breaks through Andreescu for 3-1. There have been a lot of prominent names, people working Tennis Canada. Talked about Sylvain Bruno and Natalie Toziat. Had great success playing at Wimbledon.
3 games to 1.
Louis Borfiga, another person. He had been involved with the FFT, a lot contributing to the game of Andreescu.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job, her entourage, and it's not just with her, with a lot of other Canadian, younger and on the men's side also.
And one of the top juniors now, Leila Fernandez.
Yeah.
Actually got a chance to play doubles this year at the Rogers Cup with Simona Halep, who's one of the idols of Andreescu.
Yeah, it's been a great experience for her. Learned a lot. Also, Canadian tennis fortunate to have that type of national center in Montreal and Toronto, and they've been doing a really good job over the years. Yeah, and yet they produce Andreescu, Grand Slam champion at 19, the first one in Canada.
Well, she's trying to consolidate and get the 4-1. Still has some work to do. And for Osaka, she came to the U.S. at a young age, spent time in New York, has fond memories of going to Flushing Meadows, site of the U.S. Open from a very young age, so extra special for her to win at the U.S. Open. Spent a lot of time in Miami also. Has a sister who plays tennis still, Mary.
She's in a tennis family.
No forehand going long, so here's a break back chance for Osaka.
A bit more hesitant on the forehand side, Andreescu, in the last few games, even though she's in the lead.
How about that return, starting the point for Osaka. And not a bad finish either. On the backhand. Quickly back on serve in the third.
3 games to 2.
We're back on serve in this third set. Naomi Osaka serving at 2-3. Won that Grand Slam number 2 at the Australian Open this year. At the start of the campaign, what a final it was against Petra Kvitova. Well, just caught there with the court positioning. You're wondering why she just didn't continue to go forward, because she obviously can hit those volleys. Play the net on Andreescu.
Just, yeah, not finding her footwork as well as in the first set. Andreescu, not sure if it's fatigue, but it's just less precise, I would say. But Osaka played really well the last point. It's almost as I feel Andreescu's legs are a bit heavier. She's still very fast, but not as dynamic. Oh, 10 ace for Osaka. That's a great stat.
Almost number 11. Double fault coming, however, 40 love. So still a couple of chances to close out the game. Oh, that would have been some shot.
But Osaka's really making Andreescu move a lot, even much more at the minute. Left, right, outside of the court. Sometimes she creates a bit of angle. Yeah, she was saying, should I be more consistent or that in the second set when he went on the court? And yes, she's building her point really well. Definitely more patient. Oh, just quality tennis from both of them. Andreescu just took advantage of that slightly shorter ball.
Perfect placement with that forehand.
Just to produce that type of forehand. It was a great deep shot from Osaka. And from where she was standing, Andreescu, it was not easy. We have to have a lot of confidence to hit that type of shot.
She's just trying to hold off Osaka in this game. And has done so. And as we get to now the deep end of this third and final set, it's Andreescu who leads 4-3. Steph, you enjoying this one?
Oh, yes. It's been very good. Never disappointed to watch former #1 Osaka against Andreescu, the rising star.
And we hope you are enjoying it out there as well. We sure you are. What a spectacle it has been. They've gone back and forth. Still not sure who's going to come away as the winner, though at this stage of the third set, deep in the third set, Andreescu leading on serve, however.
You can see that fist bump from Osaka. Still very much in this match.
Yeah, and great to see that from Osaka after, you know, she was open talking about how she struggled on the clay, on the grass. Lost, for example, to Ilya Putintseva a couple times on the grass. But you're talking also, Steph, about the sportsmen, sports people these two are, and the fact that, you know, en route to winning that title in Osaka, she'd faced Putintseva once again, and Putintseva hurt her ankle in that particular match. But Osaka was right there to kind of see how she was doing and wanted to make sure she was okay. Great. And she's doing great in this game.
Yeah. Well, sportsmanship is so nice to see and important. You can feel most of the player has a good respect for each other. That's a great game for the Japanese.
Yes, superb.
It's very difficult to say. What is your thought, Ravi?
I'm not answering that. I asked you the questions.
I know.
I think, Steph, honestly, the winner of the last point is going to win the match.
Okay.
That's a factual statement, correct?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
Wow.
What a rally.
To do that at the 4-all in the third set, quality point. Looks like Andreescu's a bit humbling on her foot. Really nicely gone forward, the Canadian.
Well, kidding aside, Steph, you asked me the question. I think that the winner of this game will win the match.
Does make more sense. I was going to say, I was wondering if Osaka, since she won the title in Osaka last week, it maybe has a slight advantage than Andreescu, who's just come in Asia for her first tournament. Will maybe react or adapt better in those crucial moments of the match, because she's played last week and she had more gameplay than Andreescu. But Andreescu been playing amazingly well this year, so
Well, she's trying to go for a bit extra Andreescu. That last serve, it wasn't in play, but it was her fastest of the match.
She's just been playing very solidly, Osaka, playing smart, being consistent. As you said, Andreescu on the other side, forcing a little bit more in that third set. Less patient, I would say.
And as we just saw, doing slightly better on the conversions. Break points, Osaka 5 of 8, as opposed to 5 of 10. Clean winner, and Naomi Osaka now has a 5-4 lead in this third set. One more game required to reach the semifinals and end this winning streak of Andreescu's. Bianca Andreescu has held the upper hand for much of this match. She was up by a set and a break, and then was also up by a break in this third set at 3-1. However, Naomi Osaka has turned it all around and is now serving for a spot in the semifinals. Emphatic start from Osaka. We're really seeing some of her best tennis.
Definitely. Andreescu fighting back in that point. It's just been an absolute great match, this one. Quality from both sides. Two great competitor, whoever wins. Another first serve in, so important. She did the same, as I said earlier, in the final 2 weeks ago against Pavlyuchenkova in Osaka. Really started to serve well at the right time to go get the title. Looks like she might do the same this week.
Well, you know Andreescu is going to be in it.
Yeah.
Not going to give in.
She'll make sure she'll make Osaka work for a point, like the last point.
A break chance. Is there to be a twist in this game?
To create that return in that moment of the match. It's just amazing to have that confidence and the self-belief. Wow.
A couple of times just with that right foot, just turning it around a bit. Oh, that one.
Might be too much, huh?
Did it need to be that fine?
No, she's been doing well at returning deep in the middle. She's so good at it.
Well, that's twice now in this set. Second serve returns on break chances haven't been in play from Andreescu. That's a rarity. And Osaka takes advantage to bring up a match point. She's trying it over the finish line. Deep breath. Late call. Oh, would you believe it?
Got to be tight a little bit. There's another chance here. Still staying positive with a few fist bump. It's good to see.
Caught that one late, a little bit late perhaps to get there, Andreescu.
Just amazing how both are fighting. As you said, Andreescu was a bit late on that forehand. Osaka really refocusing in here. Their second match point.
She's challenging. Meanwhile, there was a roar of come on from Andreescu. She thought that ball was good. Is this match going to end on a challenge? On the line. What else is going to happen?
She had to challenge. It looked in those points, it was out. But wow.
She said she's forgotten how to lose, Andreescu.
Well,
seeing it. Wasn't fooled at all. That is impressive from Osaka as Andreescu tried to throw her off.
Yeah, tried to change the pace as she's so good at it, but didn't have quite enough, was a bit too short. And Osaka unleashed that backhand down the line, giving herself her third match point. Would it be the one?
How she'd love a first serve, right? Previous two match points.
She has to.
Not getting the first serve in play. Take a bow! Naomi Osaka and Bianca Andreescu. That was special. And in the end, it is Naomi Osaka who has reached the semifinals and ends the 17-match winning streak.
Naomi Osaka.
观众朋友们，让我们恭喜大阪直美获得本场比赛的胜利，并在
And a nice exchange between the players. What a match that was. Fabulous stuff. Osaka going through in 3 great sets. Comes from behind to do so. 5-7, 6-3, 6-4.
Just an amazing match, the quality of both players, but what impressed me is the composure of Osaka and her calmness. And she fought, even though she lost that first set. In that second set, she changed things around, started to be more patient and more consistent in the rally. And really, she did really well, and she was aggressive, but patient enough. But Andreescu, what a fight. A lot of credit to her. She's never gives up, and such a good year, so there's a lot of positive things. But for Osaka, this was an amazing performance.
Yeah, first time that Andreescu was lost since Miami. That was her retirement loss. First completed match since Acapulco, that tournament in late February. That was against Sophia Kenin. The first time she's lost to top 10 this season.
What a brilliant victory. However, it really took you more than 2 match points, specifically actually 3 match points to really capitalize your victory here. And what was going through your mind? Please rewind and tell us a little about the process, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, I was really nervous on the first couple. And then I just tried to breathe, and I know that she's such an amazing player. She's on like a 17-match win streak or something crazy, so I just told myself I have to keep fighting.
确实，大家看到这场比赛中是多个赛点都被我们的 Bianca 给化解了。他说，大阪也是表示，在这样的比赛中，他是真的非常紧张，而且对方在此之前保持了这样连胜的势头，但是他自己告诫自己，不断的要去争取，不断的要去努力，最终做到了。So, during the process, actually, especially when you were down in the first set, your coach came in. What did he tell you? Because later on, the tide really changed quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, she just told me to like calm down and try to make smarter decisions.
确实，在比赛中我们看到教练的帮忙，还是让比赛整个的走势出现了改变。他说，教练进场以后跟他说，还是要让自己稳定下来、安顿下来，这是他们之间的第一场较量。而且呢，让比赛中呢要做出正确的决定，他也做到了。我们知道下一场比赛他会跟我们的卫冕冠军沃兹尼亚奇有一番厮杀。You heard me was saying the name Wozniacki. Obviously, that will be your upcoming battle in the semifinal tomorrow. Your take on that, please.
Yeah, I've never beaten her, and I know that she's the defending champion, so I know it's going to be really hard.
确实，大阪也表示这场比赛会很艰难。明天的比赛，因为跟对手从来就是没有胜过，在这样的比赛中，对方呢可能又是卫冕冠军，因此呢胜面比较大。他会争取自己在比赛中打出自己的好的水准，尽自己最大的努力。Thank you very much, Naomi. A job well done, really. 女士们、先生们，我们再次把掌声送给大阪直美，她已经晋级了明天的半决赛。Now she's through to tomorrow's semifinals. 好，朋友们，那这场比赛结束之后，我们今天在钻石球场的所有比赛就到此全部的结束了。感谢各位今天晚上给予我们的中网的支持。如果明天你有票的话，如果你很幸运能够来到我们这儿的话，希望跟大家明天在此进一步分享网球给大家带来的快乐。Thank you very much indeed, and hopefully we see each other tomorrow.
Yeah, she's through to the semifinals. She'll has a matchup coming against Caroline Wozniacki, but perhaps we'll just think about this victory for some time. Take the time to really soak it in, because what a match it was.
Yeah, it was just amazing from both of them, but 31 winners from Osaka. On four serves quite high, but she fought so well, and she served well at the right time. 78% of first serve, 1%, so it's quite a good number. But it was just a great match from both of them, and it could have gone both ways. Just felt maybe Andreescu got a bit tired towards the end, just slightly. And Osaka had the match break from Osaka 2 weeks ago, so I think that was the advantage from Osaka.
We saw those numbers 31 and 30 in the end for Osaka winners to unforced. that told you the last two sets she was plus, because don't forget, end of the first set